Culture Casino. Culture Casino. Oh, oh, oh. Ooh, feels like a Saturday. Look at everybody. Culture Casino. Culture Casino. Culture Casino. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to a wonderful Saturday, a salty Saturday. That's right, because right after this, you're going to head on over to the Salty Nerd podcast. Check out what the guys have for you today. I'm sure it's spectacular. You can basically not change that dial the entire day because you will be redirected. I'm just glad you're here. Thanks for starting here anyway. And I just want to say thank you and good morning. Good morning. It is Saturday. This is March 8th of 2025. We are right on time at 8:45, 7:45, 9:45, and 10:45, depending on where you are in the States. If you're outside of the States, I can't help you because you could be anywhere. And I'm glad you're here from everywhere. But let's say hi to each and every one of you. We got so much stuff to talk about, of course. Lots and lots of great news, lots and lots of interesting news, and lots and lots of news. We got Snorted Peepus Cuber out there. Great to see you, my favorite polar bear. Weatherman checking in from everywhere, which I appreciate. Weatherman is major factor. And the fact that Weatherman is here on a Saturday, that's an extra special favor to me because that's not a usual thing, or at least it wasn't until recently. Terry Rose is here. Good to see you, Terry. And, of course, we've got Battle Tricks in the house. That's right. We've got FKHC 2005 hanging out with us today. The lovely Jill Powers is wrenching away. Turning that wrench. I love it. We've already got our first membership giftee from Angela Richter. Thank you, Angela, and your Sumatran Tiger. I will highlight that in just a moment. Tom is here, of course. And, of course, it's Penny, who had a birthday yesterday. So you can wish your birthday again if you want to. It's fine. Tom is here. So is Linda. Good to see you, dear. And Magnify, which is also Tom, over on the Green Machine. We've got a few other folks rolling in the door, like Matt G, under his pseudonym, Swift -1. She's going to get a lot of minuses. There's a lot of negative Swiftie news coming out now. I'm not going to cover it, but you might find it there. You might. Let's see who else is out there. We got a couple other folks snuck in. I don't want to miss you. I don't want to miss you. There it is. That Service Dog is out there. Great to see you, That Service Dog. And we had a couple other folks like Eric K., the man, the myth, the legend, the god of mods, the mensch of wrenches. How you doing? Getting ready to book that hotel, my friend. So, I'll have to coordinate with you later today, and when we're getting all the boys in the building for our hotel in Vegas, which is coming up soon. I think middle of April, right after tax day. Istophobos is there. What's going on, Istophobos? We've got OC Dobbins checking in for the Heart of the Beast. In my car today, not able to respond. Just lurking. Well, I'm glad you're here, my friend. I hope you were spared a lot of the weather, lots of rain. Or maybe that's a good thing. I don't know. It's wild when you think about it. California, sometimes when you need rain, but you shouldn't have rain, you get rain and you get mudslides. It's just wild. Just wild. Let's see who else is out there in the world. Oh, John the Beagle Dad. Yo, what's going on, my friend? It's so great to see you. I know you've been busy lately. We got the Raven and the Writing Desk. Good to see you. Hail, chat. Hail to you. 11 Alphas here. How you doing? And a few other folks like Brian Mack is here. What's up, Brian? And John Gibson. What's up? Let's see. We got The Great Snafu and Mephisto's Movie Reviews. One of those shows that you won't want to miss today. The Real McCoy podcast. They talk about films. They do, really, truly. Telling you. And there's that lovely Sumatran tiger from Angela Richter gifting us that membership this morning, which I appreciate. Got to get 20, 30, 40 of those. Want to say thanks to Weatherman for gifting a gifty over on Rumble. So we've had 1 and 1. 1 and 1. I'm going to play that game tonight. Last call. Mo Troy Pacelli's in the house. You got up. Good for you. Hey, and there's our friends. Follow the Bradley's fun. Man, you're doing good. Been enjoying the channel, dude. Keep it up, Ron. We got Av Nodik in the house. Good to see you. And wait a minute. JD Vance acknowledges that he joins in on the memes of him. Of course he does. Everybody does. See, that's called a good sense of humor, and you kind of want that. Wolfie is here. Hey, I see you on the WDW Pro Show all the time. Well, thanks for being here and checking it out. We do much the same thing, only today we're hitting some hard-hitting news today. We got Mark Medina, what's going on, also known as Battle Tricks. I started on the Green Machine, but you came in here to wait. Well, thank you. Let's see. Who else? We got more. In the midnight hour, we want more. Dean Krantz is out there. And there's the lovely Sherry. She's amazing. Love her to pieces. She's just cooler than cool. Sometimes she'd be a little stabby. That's okay. Hey, Jesus A. Sabalos Jr. Or Jesus A. Sabalos Jr. I'm going to go with Jesus. Good morning, Culture. Thanks for making the work morning go by fast. Well, I try, my friend, and I appreciate you being here. Stark of Iron is here. He's going to be pretty soon. He's going to be actually doing a couple of videos with me on the channel, so keep an eye out. The very talented man indeed. Got some subjects to touch on. We got Barney Fife out there with his one bullet. And Evil Rahmed, great to see you, my friend. Morning to everyone on this charming Saturday morning. For me. I hope it's charming. But it's delightful. It's delirious. It's the lovely. Okay, anyway. Sean Carter's out there. Great to see you. And he got a lurker here. Stevie J, great to see you. Stevie J, part of the Lurk Gang. That's right. Why is it not highlighting? There we go. There's Stevie J. And we've got Sergeant Giratina. Good to see you, my friend. Was worried I hadn't seen you in a minute. Carl Singh is in the house. Good to see you, my friend. And, of course, RC is here. I hope your day is going well, dear. And let's see. A couple more folks, and then we got to get kicking because we got lots to get to. Lots and lots. Let's see. I said hi to almost everybody. This is good. This is very good. I didn't say hi to the super chat from our good friend Pete O'Shea's Helicopter Tours for 5 Culture Casino cash over on the Green Machine. A little rumbling, stumbling, bumbling in the morning saying, CC, apparently there's a tool compiled to perform the research that Data Republican does. I quote tweeted it to you on X. Thank you. Figured it might be something you are interested in. It is. It absolutely is. Money Tracker. Okay. All right. I will check it out. And that is something that I've been following. Obviously, Elon follows it too. But it's fascinating that that tool can work in real time with what's actually happening. And Data Republican's been doing a lot of work. Not sure if that's a bot or what, but it's amazing. Very effective. Oh, yes. Orange juice this morning. Oh. Freshly squeezed from my own trees. What else we got? Gollum's out there. Good to see you, Gollum. Thanks for popping over here. Happy weekend, all rumblers. That's right. Butt-faced Mick. Booby. Howdy to you. Kay Roberts is out there. Good to see you. And this is astonishing. It's mental. I love it. You guys are great with the names. The Happy Vagabond. All right. I hope you're happy, and thanks for being here. Let's see. Oh, Snakes is here. What's up, Snakes? All right, we got to get going. Ron is right, and all of the others. I'm sorry if I don't get to you right away. I'll get to you sometime during the show. Kay Roberts is out there. I think I said hi. Popsicle's out there, but we got to get going. Mod Eric is modding everywhere, and he's a mod. He's a mod. All right, we got to get to it. Let's start first with the Jeremy Clarkson story. First of all, I find this unsettling for a lot of different reasons. I think that it's really easy now to target creators, actors, singers, nearly everybody now. You have such a digital footprint that you're not as hard to track down as you would hope. And I think it's been happening more and more frequently. And I think that's a problem for all of us. Even Dr. Bravo, probably. And the Andy Christ. Greetings. Hey, Frank's here too. Let's see. Fu Man Blue. Good to see you. No, but seriously, boy, I wish I could pronounce this name, but hello to you. I can't. I don't know that I can even read it. Is it? I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm old. If somebody can help me with that name. But regardless, Jeremy Clarkson got targeted. For what, I don't know. Somebody ran a reconnaissance operation on him. For what purpose, I also don't know. So you and I are going to take a look at this story and see if we can figure out just what kind of awful was going to beset Jeremy Clarkson. So let's take a quick look at the story itself from Deadline. Clarkson's farm was targeted by robbers using van with cloned license plate and drone. Well, we can only hope it's robbers. It could have been anything. Jeremy Clarkson has reported that his farm, a centerpiece of Amazon Prime's global hit Clarkson's Farm, has been targeted by robbers. Okay. He was visited by 5 unknown men in a van who arrived in his farmyard. They checked out the security cameras and asked Caleb how many dogs were on the site. I reported this to the police, who said that the plates on the van had been cloned. More worryingly, on 2 separate nights last week, a drone had been spotted scouting the house and the farmyard. It's not a good sign. Now, look, robbers or no, which this could be anything, guys. I'm jumping to the robbers idea. Is probably like the most conservative way to view this. This doesn't sound like a robber. This sounds like a wipe out everybody situation. I could be wrong. So the police say it does look like we're being wrecked by wrong-uns, and that we should ensure our security systems are up to scratch. Fortunately, Clarkson wrote, he had the best system of all when it came to deterring intruders and frightening any would-be robbers away from his territory. He wrote about the loud noise made by his collection of a dozen birds. Really? All right. Saying their musical song and chat was louder than a concert by The Who or the sound of NASA revving up one of their engines. Okay. Clarkson wrote, anyone who tries to burgle us is going to have their eardrums turned into blood-speckled gooey mush. Clarkson's Farm continues to be a global hit. Yada, yada, yada. Look, I think this is too... I think this is too soft for what this could actually be. And this kind of thing worries me because why else would the kind of surveillance they did on this farm certainly could be burglary, but this seems something more sinister and, getting down to it, drones, the whole nine. They're looking for approach vectors and all kinds of other things. So I don't know. Now, maybe that's just me, but this doesn't look good. This truly doesn't look good. I would not be as cavalier about it as Jeremy is being here. Weatherman gifted a Culture Casino membership. Thank you, Weatherman. Much appreciated. He's going 1-1 today. one on each. And we got a super chat along the way from Jeremiah Hembry. Hey, what's up, my friend? For 5 Culture Cash, saying you need to keep your promise that you were going to play a video game on that gameplays. Please don't be a liar. Oh, no, I will. I actually probably will try to get that done here a little bit later today. Also going to try to do a high roller stream tomorrow. So there's that. So I will try to play a video game. It will be ridiculous, and I will hopefully I'll succeed, but no promises on the video game front, guys. I'll do my best. I will do my best. Darcy's like, I don't know anything about this issue. Well, it's common for people to especially if they dislike you to try and the term dox. They try to dox you. So there's that. I feel like almost always it ends up badly for somebody if they're doxxed. Giving away somebody's address and if they're somewhat anonymous like I am, although I guess that's becoming increasingly less so. There's a reason for the anonymity, but you start to see the people being like giving away all their location and other information, and it makes them a target oftentimes by people with ill intent. Not always, but sometimes. So in the case of Jeremy Clarkson, I feel like maybe that's not great, right? Jeremy Clarkson, he's a TV star. Guy has been around for a long time. Top Gear being the thing that really brought him into prominence. And this Clarkson's farm is doing rather well. So kind of feel bad. Anyway, Jan Monroe says that the guinea hens are notoriously loud and they don't like strangers. Chickens aren't as loud, but they don't like strangers either. That's true. Chickens are not fans of strangers. They will beat your feet up pretty badly. The Jeremy Clarkson is like I said, he's a television star. And he's very outspoken when it comes to a lot of the politically driven woke kind of things. He doesn't like it, doesn't tolerate it, and attacks it outright. So yeah, he's very much a free speech advocate, which is difficult to be in the UK. And yeah, he's a really cool guy. Emilio, oh my goodness, Emilio gets 10 Culture Casino memberships. My goodness gracious, you guys are so generous. Thank you so much. Wow, look at all those names go green. We love it. Welcome to the green machine, quite truly. By the way, for those of you who just became members, or for those of you that are members, this is the first Tuesday that we do the watch party. So for those of you who have time in the evening, I know the clock changes on Sunday, so it'll be a little later for some of you, but the watch party is coming up this coming Tuesday, and that one's open to every member of every level. The next one or two will not be, but this one is. So hopefully you get a chance to join in. I think you'll love it. It's a lot of fun. Red Dawn Batman's in the house. Hello to you. Good to see you. Is Culture reading Darwin today? I don't know. Am I? It's not like it is a secret where the farm is. No, that's true. He has a Diddley farm store on site. Yes, he does. That's not it. It's the fact that they actually fully reconnaissance the area. So it's kind of scummy, in my opinion, to do that. But Dean says, I prefer things that go boom. Yeah, I don't think that option is available in the UK. So I think there's less of that. Let's see. Yeah, I feel like, yeah, true, but someone is up to something bad against him. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, he's very tall for a Brit and quite violent, as is his wife and staff. So I Pity the crew trying to take over the farm. Yeah, I think it would be a little of it'd be a Nakatomi's farm stand or something. Thank you, Emilio. That was so generous. Look at all those folks who just got that. In fact, let's say a quick thank you. Let's do it. Thank you.
Oh, man, that's some sweet cheddar. Guys. Yeah.
And thanks once again to Emilio, which I think is amazing. I appreciate it. All right, we got more. There's a lot of stories today. It's a busy Saturday. And look, it's Eldritch Lord Haster. Good to see you, my friend. This is one of the very first folks who were watching my stuff. So thank you, Lord Haster. Let's take a trip down memory lane. You guys remember a cartoon show? Now, I never watched this, but I know people that did. I'm older than a lot of folks, but I'm younger than some trees. Anyway. Great line. But this cartoon was out, and it was part of a block of cartoons that the younger folks watched, right? Like some kind of professor or something or other. That was very weird. I blanked out for a second there. I don't know why. CW's Powerpuff Girls. Do you guys remember that? Lord Haster's back becoming a member again. Thank you, my friend, and welcome to Rewards Club. Estefo suggests that Jeremy Clarkson may have boomsticks. Probably. Anyway, so a lot of people were... yeah. I mean, you had Peabody and Sherman. I don't know about that, but there were a lot of cartoon blocks back then, and this one had the Powerpuff Girls, right? You remember them, like the three little weird shaped heads and all that. The goofy kind of animation that I never really got into. I was like, oh look, it's CalArts, yay! But anyway, that particular thing. Was super popular. So they decided to make a live action show at the CW, and they were working with Warner Brothers to make that happen. Well, that footage for the canceled show, which was put into production 3 times, as a matter of fact, finally got let loose into the public. Now, you can still find it on Twitter. I don't think it's available anymore on YouTube, and anytime anybody shows it, it gets pulled down. I have the whole thing. I like my channel, so I'm not going to show it. But I'm going to show you the story, and we'll definitely visit on it. RC says, my kids used to watch that show. Exactly. So when we take a look at this, Powerpuff is late 90s. Who do you know that watched that? Well, there's quite a bit of distance between me and my siblings. If they're all across the board, age-wise, start there. And I think the maximum distance between me and my siblings is 11 years, maybe more. But anyway, and you also had that would be the maximum distance, by the way. But you also had several other crazy things as well. Yeah, Brian Max saw it on the Rumble side with FNT, and I could do it. I could do it on Rumble, but not on YouTube. And we're at the beginning of this, so hey, look, it's Chad. What's up? I've been missing you on Midnight's Edge in the morning. Oh, I'm there every Monday, Chad. I promise. I try to get there on Wednesday and Friday if I can, but I'm just trying to keep up with my channel and my channels. So. Yeah. Anyway, let's take a look at the story, and you can decide for yourself. I'm a huge fan of animation. I love it. I don't like junky animation, so that's a different thing. But when it comes to this story, I found it interesting. The CW's Powerpuff Girls. Those are words. have live action footage leaks. Bubbles is drunk. Buttercup hates gender normative costumes, and more from the canceled show. Well, it was very interesting, right? So in 2021, you guys remember this? The CW ordered and shot a live action Powerpuff Girls pilot starring Chloe Bennett, Dove Cameron, and Iana Peral. I don't know how to say that name. And Donald Faison, only for the series to be canceled and never seen the light of day until now. That's true. The footage was leaked out onto YouTube and made into a trailer. Sources at the CW confirmed to Variety that the footage is real, but the final trailer was never assembled before Powerpuff Girls was axed. At the time of the cancellation, CW may have been putting together a trailer for upfronts, but sources say the leaked footage would not have passed CW standards. They're just trying to get away from this if they possibly can. The network sometimes used outside vendors to assemble trailers, so the leak could have been a rejected trailer from a third party. It was 3.5 minutes long. It was an enormously long trailer. Huge, like an entire commercial break. It may also have been a Warner Brothers TV trailer created for LA screenings or San Diego Comic-Con, which would make more sense if you've seen it. And this is a good joke. CW has standards? No. Let's see. Nevertheless, the leaked footage spread on social media Thursday. It introduces Bennett as Blossom, Cameron as Bubbles, and Pearl as Buttercup, and Faison as Professor Drake Utonium, who created the trio of heroes in his laboratory. The trailer shows younger versions of the Powerpuff Girls, their rise to fame, and their lives as young adults. Blossom was constantly stressed. Bubbles was constantly drinking and throws up in a trash can. Also, Buttercup was constantly rebellious, and it's always very weird. I'm not wearing that dress anymore. It's gender normative and ass ugly. Yeah, some of these things in here, if that would have been in the show, I don't know if CW would have been able to air it anyway. Lots of very strange quotes in here, like, "Oh my god, they're all possessed. This is exactly like the gathering of juggalos," describing a riot. Buttercup says, "You've been?" And Bubble says, "Oh yeah, I'm down with the clown." Very strange. So the Powerpuff Girls save Townsville, their father, and their reputations as they are embraced by the fans once again. The trailer also teases a romantic spark between JoJo Jr. and Blossom. Now, mind you, they changed like whether or not these things, like one of them was, I don't know if it was Mojo or JoJo, but one of them was an animal. So, I mean, like this, it was very strange. Regardless, the live action picked up steam in 2021 when it cast the trio of stars and ordered a pilot. Crazy stuff ensued. Obviously, Berlanti, Schechter, and Madden were the producers. The pilot was later overhauled and reshot in May of 2021, and Bennett dropped out in August. So that was it. It was never going to be finished. So while it was an idea, it was never going to be a show. And that's that, which is why the trailer is basically the entire first episode of what would have been a show. So I'm just curious what you guys think. Would this have been something that you would have thought was your jam, your excitement? This would have been your thing. You would have watched this. I don't know. I'm interested. Let's take a look at what you guys have to say right now. Let's see. Hey, Pam Epson's out there. Hey, the CultureCasino man. How goes it? It goes great. Except I just spilled orange juice all over my keyboard. So that's probably not going to work for much longer. You're going to need a new keyboard. Insanity. So if I can't type, guys, that's why. Oh, well. Let's see. We should be grateful it's only vapor hour. True story. And of course, Davina came in with the CW has standards. Not really. Istafobos had the same joke. Cool. They would have a heart attack at my collection of toys I have here. Oh, I love the toys. I know not those toys, but I like toys. They race swapped Blossom twice. Yeah. Lots of very strange things. John Yolden's here after running into you, my friend. Professor Utonium. I'm a Bubbles man. See, you guys were watching this stuff. Kahuna Corey says, Morning. Good to see you. Powerpuff Furls. Yeah, indeed. Yeah, it's very strange. But, Armageddon. What a turd. Chandler says, Powerpuff Girls was a great cartoon. I worked on the DVD release. So there you go. And yeah, she a juggalo. If she is. Bubbles was an interesting character in the live action. I think that would have been the most fun. But look, I mean, they had the, I'm a social justice warrior haircut. So it was kind of doomed from the word go. Man, I'm going to have to replace that keyboard today. It's just marinating in orange juice right now. It was just one. Mojo Jojo. There you go. Yeah. It's very strange. If Disney had made it, we'd be forced to watch. I hope not. I really hope that orange juice doesn't go any farther than the keyboard. Chad says, I never cared about that garbage back in the day either. Yeah, I just didn't watch it. RC says, I would not have watched that show. I don't think many people would have. I think many would. Well, welcome and thank you for subbing. This is because I spilled orange juice in my keyboard. It's like, get a straw. Well, I was talking with my hands, which seems to be something that is to my detriment. This sounds so bad. I'm surprised to get it forward. Well, the CW did decide to have like standards at some point, or at least the brain. Brian Mack enjoyed watching with my girls. Well, that makes sense, right? You're enjoying vicariously. Is that the right word? I think so. Unplug the keyboard and leave it upside down for a while. It could still work. Yeah, I don't know. That's probably need to get a new keyboard anyway. I like the ones that don't make sounds when you use them. Eminem Fish is like, I'm apparently too old for these. Yeah, well, I would say I was too, but I can't say I never saw them. Yeah, everybody's like, unplug, flip, let dry. Yeah, it's going to be a hot mess cleaning this up. Ugh. All right, anyway. I think somebody was trying to be edgy and they walked right off the cliff. Bad jokes are just not worth destroying a known character so they can make more bad jokes. Yeah, it's just weird. But that's been happening for like the last decade. So there's that. DL Fundle comes in with, it's not a bug, it's a feature. Now from Coca-Cola, the Minute Maid keyboard and natural orange scent. It kind of feels like that, DL Fundle. 6 is here for 5. Culture Casino Cash. It's good to see you, 6. I hope you're doing well, dear. I don't get to see you very much anymore. Says hashtag fun Culture's new keyboard. Well, hey, that $5 is going to go a long way. Decent chance I'll be hitting at the discount store regardless. So I don't need a fancy thing. Oh, and a sippy cup. Thanks, Snakes. Yeah, I definitely need a sippy cup. Hey, look, it's just another red shirt. What's up, Mr. Shirt? One of the great wrenches everywhere. John Yolden says, really disappointed with what is going on with reform in the UK. and the attack on Rupert Lowell. I am so unfamiliar with this. I will get caught up later today, John, but I'll have to check that out. We covered the Jeremy Clarkson story first off, so hopefully you didn't miss that. I tell you what, I will play you all a Bear Dog interrupt in the interim. A Bear Dog interrupt in the interim. Yes, bear with me for just a moment. I shall be back in under 30 seconds. Enjoy yourself some Bear Dog. And that was some Bear Dog. So I miss him every day. It was the best little dog ever. Looked like a bear all the time. Unless he was really fluffy, he looked like a bear. You guys are all like, why do you like bears so much? Well, I had a dog that looked exactly like a bear. So there's that. I literally spilled the whole thing of orange juice right here. I'm going to need a new mat too. Good gravy. All right, we are doing what I was suggested. I am turning the keyboard upside down and round to turning the inside out. Round and round. The good news is it hadn't spread any farther than the mat. And my keyboard mat is green. So it can be a green screen too. Maybe it will be. If I can ever get these game streams going. I will be trying to do a game stream later today. So there's that. Now I have a hot mess. Where's the trash? Wow. Okay. So the keyboard is upside down. So there will be no typing anytime soon. All right. Let's get caught up with you guys from a couple minutes ago. We got a wonderful gifty from the amazing Ruby Who, a CultureCasino membership, going to Time on My Hands. Culture is part bear. Well, I'm very hairy, so that might not be a lie. I don't know. Jeremy Clarkson is perhaps best known for Oh No. Anyway, yeah, I actually have that video clip. I put it on Mr. H's streams. So we got that over there. Depot CC likes silent keyboards, but he loves a clicky mouse. It's true, actually. I like a clicky mouse. Makes me feel like I'm really pushing. Project Cambrian, what's up, my friend? Says, should have done the dinosaur. Open the door, get on the floor. Everybody do the dinosaur. That's right. What game stream are you doing today? Whatever I can get working. I might be playing Civilization. I don't know, but I'm going to be doing it over on that game place to see if we can actually get some gaming content over there. So it could be Civilization, could be Cyberpunk, could be a number of things. I have like a huge Steam library, so I'll just use it. Hascat 640 says Kensington makes a washable keyboard, like $25, and they work well. We'll see. I need that apparently. Something for sticky things. I don't know about that, Six, but we will definitely have a gaming stream. So, yeah, that's how you get ants. I don't want ants. That's why this desk is going to get a thorough cleaning before I do the game stream. I have distilled water stuck out at EDS. Yes. Yeah. Oh, and that just, I'm going to have to use next weekend. Next weekend, I'll be cleaning my firearms again. You just reminded me I needed to, clean them with distilled water, but that, I don't know. Anyway, every time I see staccato now, I'm always be thinking about the handgun. Let's see what's out there. Civ, egads, my game. Make it Civ 4. I think I probably played. I think I have Civ 4, Civ 4, Civ 5, and Civ 6. But I think 7 is about to come out or has already. I don't know if I'll get it anytime soon. Could you become a Canadian Bear substitute to take over for Jay? He retired as Canadian Bear. No, he didn't. Apparently, if you send him $500, he'll put it on. I'm going to tell you right now, he's on to something because that thing is hot and uncomfortable and after a while, itchy. So I'm just going to say. Same thing with the Hobo Gandalf gets a little itchy too. Yeah, what time and live? Yeah, I will be on that game place and I will go live pretty soon. I mean, I don't want to take up too much of Salty Nerd podcast. I know not many of you are really interested in watching somebody play video games, but if so, I'd probably be, an hour into that show, I would imagine, after I clean up this disaster. The lovely Kareen is here. Hey, good morning, dear. Happy International Women's Day. Is it truly? Well, happy Ladies' Day. Happy Ladies' Day. I wish I could commiserate and talk about, all the problems with being a woman. That's what the day is for, right? I joke, I kid. Well, but that's cool. Happy International Women's Day. I hope you enjoy it. In fact, I think the President Trump just made like the whole month. The women's month. I think you got a whole month. Internationally, you only get a day, but here in the States, you're going to get a month. Congratulations. T-Bull's like, I find the dichotomy between the too funny, as we can definitely hear the mouse on the street. You can. The mouse is loud. I like it. It's got like lots of buttons on it. There's a lot of buttons on this mouse. I can do different things. I can map the buttons, and I can make my night elf hunter, shoot you with my bow, or I can cast spells with the side buttons. It's very cool stuff. Dark Forces. Oh, you saw that release. Nick was talking about it yesterday on his stream. We were doing his stream, the Echo base prior to FNT. And the cool thing about that was we were talking about the original Dark Forces game, and I remember playing it way back when. So yeah, cool stuff. Hey, Gabby's here. Good day. What film and TV show are you gonna watch this weekend? Can't wait for tomorrow's episode of 1923. I actually am going to be catching up on Daredevil Born Again. I usually try to wait for all of the episodes of a given season to come out from one of those Paramount series, because I get all angsty when I'm waiting. Yeah. Identify as an Apache helicopter. If that's how you get ants, how do you get uncles? Ba-boom ching. Do I use a CPAP? No. Why would I? I don't have issues with snoring or anything. I don't have apnea. So. Okay. You also don't clean firearms with oranges. You guys are crazy. What is happening right now? You don't use... I give up. Ruby-hoo! Great day, everyone. Great day to you, Ruby-hoo. Anyway, we need to move on. I don't know how we got bogged down here, but I agree with you. This is a great day to celebrate women. Was declared by Vladimir Lenin. Is that true? Interesting. Celebrating women. Okay. Oh, that's right. Core member reminds us we are changing our clocks tonight. Yeah. Yay. You know what? Daylight savings time is garbage. This next change, let's just all agree, never changing the clocks again. We're done. Those are the clocks. We're just done with it. That's right. Your extra magic hour gets taken away. That's true. The king of monsters. I was going to say Montana. Monsters is in the house. Bedford, anyone gets upset? I was joking. Before anyone gets upset. Oh, I figured. That's right. That's right. Peak Gamer Mouse, squeaky sounds. That's true. All right. I think we need an Elon Musk day. I don't think that would hurt. I don't think it would hurt. All right. We need to get to it. Let's go. Let's get the next story in place. We got to talk about the fact that Bill Maher occasionally says good things. Not all the time, not often, not like he should, but sometimes he says pretty good things. He's calling out cancel culture again, but you'll never guess why. And I find this absolutely fascinating. You see, Bill Maher says Honora won over Amelia Perez at the Oscars because cancel culture is still with us. Well, hard to argue with him. I mean, how a movie about a sex worker beat out a movie about a transitioning person from a drug dealer or whatever the plot was. Anyway, says that Bill Maher is saying cancel culture is still thriving during Conversation Friday with David Sedaris on Real Time with Bill Maher, saying that the idea of cancel culture has evolved into something else, and that Carla Sofia Gascon scandal played a part in the Amelia Perez losing the Oscars, which was good news for Honora. There are people who say cancel culture isn't the real thing, and I would say to them, it just happened at the Oscars. Maher said on his talk show, you may not think it happened, but the movie that was going to win it all was Amelia Perez, which is true. Hollywood loved the idea they would finally have a person who was a trans person win the Best Actress category and make history. Well, I don't know. Men winning women's awards or playing in women's sports. I think I would say that those seem to be an issue for most people. Regardless, Maher noted that he read Gascon's tweets and likened them to something a little child would write, and adding, it was a little Kanye-esque. Just whatever's on the brain comes out. Just don't mention the H guy. I feel like it never comes out good. And then some things she said, which are just, oh yeah, you know what? I've said things like that. It's just very, very honest. But of course, the woke community, it was way too far. And he's right. So, in this movie that was going to win it all, not a good movie anyway, a terrible musical, it was the front runner, and she was going to get all, suddenly was out to lunch. And good news for Honora, that's what's happened. So yeah, cancel culture is still very much with us. It may just be a little more subtle. I don't think that was subtle at all. That was subtle like a bag of bricks hitting you in the head. But I think it's interesting. And Honora's it's not a good film. It's not a virtuous film. It again, I think this is back-to-back years where a sex worker film won the Oscars. I don't know. Very strange. Tom found his X-Wing CD yesterday. Awesome. You'll have to play that. Pretty cool. Oh, Vlad was great. Great ladies, man. That he was. It was the cap. The Russian chicks love the hat. So funny. Hey, Delaware beer drinkers here. Good to see you, my friend. Anyway, I just find it fascinating. I think that's some kind of a cancel culture maneuver. I could be wrong. Our good friend Peter Shea Helicopter Tours points out for $1 that has the game place done a review of Monster Hunter Wilds? Not yet, but I would imagine that Loki will probably get to that. I'm going to be doing Assassin's Creed Shadows, so pray for me. People's like, midnight at 5 p.m. Shucks. Yeah, it does. Hey, RJ McReady's here. I have my watch forward today. Becoming Kramer. That's right. Kramer's weird. I love that. It's so funny. Sometimes they would write such great bits for him. It was so cool. Yeah, Demi was robbed. Demi's performance in The Substance was top notch. Yeah, Maher does have TDS bad, but at least he's having to come to grips with it from time to time where he's like, yeah, I guess. Dude, he was on that super woke podcast. What's it called? With the guy that's just like a permanent like beta male. Anyway, he went on that guy's show, which again, the podcast's doing well. I mean, it appeals to who it appeals to. But Maher went on there and he actually walked off. He left. He got tired of the conversation about elderly identifying people and why it's unappealing to voters when you're going after kids. And that, I mean, nobody can argue that. So it was very interesting. The Secret Scholar Society fellow, who's genius, by the way. I always forget his name. I don't know why, but he's great. He was actually talking about it on his most recent YouTube video. So there's that. Yeah, DL Fundo. I think it kind of was a pick'em between Honora and that other one. There were so many better choices, to be fair. And look, at least Flo won in the animation department, so that was good. Cynthia says, good to see you, Cynthia. Of course, cancel culture is still alive and well, but the only reason Amelia Perez was up for noms was political pandering, too. Oh, I agree with you. So, how about the enemy of my enemy is not just the enemy of my enemy is just another enemy? Yeah, it's actually true. Archie's like, under his moderate rapper, he's still a leftist loon. Yeah, I agree. Perez was canceled, but let's be fair, that movie was only being considered because of the, I don't know, you're right, but so was Honora. Sorry. I mean, there are a handful of films that should have been more competitive than those two. In fact, there were 3 films that shouldn't have even been considered, but that's just a different thing. And Ann says, cancel culture only works for us, not Hollywood. Here's the problem. It only works if you accept it. Seriously. Anyway, I just thought it was interesting story to cover. You guys obviously thought it was. You guys are on fire in the chat. I can't keep up. Mark Daly says, Oscars took a step back from the abyss, not naming a dude Best Actress. It's true. That's true. But they took a hit in the ratings, and I think they're going to take a hit again. I think people are done with award shows, and that's Hollywood's the only one. Hollywood and the glitterati are the only ones to blame, to be fair. Hey, what's going on? It says, hi, beard guy. Well, hi. Monolith 421. I think I said that right. Welcome. Mark's like, Oscars is so thing. No. No. You guys are on fire. Fire. People say, I only rejoined X once Elon bought it. Yeah. I think a lot of people were there. But yeah, hey, kill counts in the house. Sup, everybody? Hello. Let's jump into something else, because again, we've got tons of stories and limited time. Our good friends over at Salty Nerd Podcast are going to be expecting you, and I don't want to disappoint them. Let's jump on this Bezos story. I find this fascinating. What actually went down in the acquisition of the Bond series, right? MGM, all of that, everything that went down with the purchase by Amazon of that studio, along with its access to the movie franchise for Bond, the entire franchise for Bond, that is, was kind of like the same thing that happened with Lord of the Rings. You know, Amazon wanted it, primarily a conversation between Jassy and Jeff Bezos probably occurred because these were things that he wanted to acquire. Look, if I was a Bond villain, or I likened to a Bond villain, I probably would want to acquire James Bond as well. But over on the Hollywood Reporter, they put together a great article that talks about this all the time. And our good friend Mark Fields reminds us to have positive vibes. All you wonderful people, please be safe, and I wish you all well. I hope you're doing well, Mark. You still have my heartfelt condolences, my friend, and I am very grateful and glad that you are here. So, and thank you for the $5 in Culture Cash. Much appreciated. But anyway, license to shill is a great way to put it. And why Amazon's 007 takeover means so much is because they wanted it so badly. So cringy. Oh, I forgot. This is Hollywood Reporter. I can't highlight stuff. Okay. So when it comes to cringy musical tributes, nobody does it better than the Oscars. Well, yeah. And, yeah, the Academy's James Bond extravaganza wasn't quite as jaw-droppingly awkward as some previous song and dance fiascos. At least Rob Lowe didn't have to turn up to tango with Snow White. Well, that's true. Regardless, obviously, Bezos went after this property. And Broccoli and Wilson, right before all this happened, came out and said that they were selling Bond to Amazon. Amazon kills things. They just absolutely kill the properties that they acquire. They just do. And I grew up watching the James Bond movies. I probably saw James Bond a little too early in life, and but got some interesting perspectives of ladies and how certain men treated certain ladies, and maybe that wasn't altogether healthy. But I turned out okay. At least I think so. And Eon had been controlling the James Bond properties forever. There was one small exception, a movie that was made outside of their purview, which it will always be a legal question about whether or not something was made and turned a profit that didn't belong to somebody. And I'm not going to get into that here. But two of them, which makes no sense, Wilson and Broccoli, turned over this property of which they were very good stewards of up until the last few years. I mean, the minute they hired Daniel Craig, we were doomed. and it got turned into Jason Bourne as James Bond. But ever since the initial film in 1962, this thing had been a profit center. So why would you sell it? I think they just kind of wanted out, and they wanted to go blameless in whatever was produced next. So in 2022, we all watched as MGM sold to Amazon for $8.5 billion, and really mostly to get their hands on James Bond. And they wanted to build James Bond into a massive universe and produce the movies and material faster. The problem is they didn't outright control it. So that's why Amazon went out and bought it. And Cubby Broccoli warned his children before he died, don't let anyone else screw it up. You can screw it up if you want to, but don't let other people screw it up. And unfortunately, Barbara and Michael did just that. They screwed it up. But they could always bring it back. They didn't have to pander to the women's craziness that was out there. They just chose to. They could fix it. Then we had Daniel Craig, which basically killed it. After the failures that were tied to things like The Living Daylights and everything else, they managed to get a studio to give them money to make one final film that was a win-or-lose-take-all kind of thing, which was GoldenEye. That one went great gangbusters, as we all remember, and basically relaunched Bond into the stratosphere, reminding everybody that Pierce Brosnan could have been Bond 2 decades before when he was doing Remington Steele. That's besides the point. So you ended up with a great run with him, and then you brought in the very first 007 novel in the form of Casino Royale, although it was really just Casino Royale in name only, with an upstart actor who turned out to be more feminine than many of his female co-stars, or even the Bond girls he was with. All of this was bad news for Bond, in my estimation. I'm giving you a little background on this and my love of this character. And then you just watched it go downhill as James Bond became James Bourne. Well, I guess they got tired of watching it go downhill and weren't going to be willing to screw it up themselves, so they sold off the balance of it to Amazon. Amazon has already started running with the ideas that they're going to have a female 007 amongst many other bad plans they've been trying to force through since the last Bond movie. I guess both Wilson and Broccoli decided they're done with it. And after the amazing run for James Bond, well, my expectations are very, very low. If you were interested in the total history of Bond and everything that happened, the story's right here in the Hollywood Reporter. It's well worth the read, but all it's going to do is probably make you sad because Bond is going to be coming to an end in an entirely different, unsatisfying way. So, yeah. And Anne says, no, stop, no woman Bond. Well, it's still coming. Yeah, and Bond can still deliver the whole package. Yes, he can. Tina Guzman says, I like the OGs, too. I love the OG films. I have them all. I have every single Bond movie except the most recent one. Because Bond doesn't die that way. And I refuse to acknowledge that that film even exists. So Jane Bond is coming. Sean Connery was the best Bond, but the argument for who the baddest Bond was, as far as being a bad booty guy, badass guy, believe it or not, is somebody else. Oh yeah, the David Niven Casino Royale is very funny. Yeah. Yeah, it was a parody. So, yeah, it was very funny. Rob Altus, hey, what's up, buddy? Says no to female Bond. I love the ladies, but not as Bond. I don't think anybody really wants that. Emotional Bond, says Julius. Chemical Bond are coming soon. Yeah, probably. Yeah, I would say that she has destroyed her family legacy. I don't think she really tried to. I think Daniel Craig helped it along. Then once you give somebody the power of producer, things change. Brosnan was my favorite. Yeah, it's all very disappointing to me. But it's a whole other thing. Just another red shirt says if Brosnan's swan song as Bond had been Casino Royale, no one would have cared about Craig. I think that's true. And I don't think he would have been, subjected to shaky cam and close-in fighting stuff that they did in Jason Bourne, because that's where that all came from. Six doesn't want a female Bond. I have to actually say this of the early Bond movies, despite some of their interesting names, the women kind of had a bit of spirit and quite a bit of boss in them as well. I mean, they were played off very well, but they were allowed to have sex appeal amongst other things, and that just that's just different. And there it is. Somebody got it. Sean MNT says, George Lazenby is the GOAT. I tell you what, he was, quote unquote, the baddest Bond. Not the best Bond, but the baddest one. He was the most capable of the Bond actors, if you think back. Even more capable than Daniel Craig as far as the physical aspects of the character came into play. And they're very much more roguelike. And the storyline in the film he was in, on Her Majesty's Secret Service, was still one of my favorite. It explains a lot about the broken nature of Bond. A ladies' man that is tamed by a woman who needs to be tamed herself. Develop an amazing love story along the way. And get married. And then she's killed in the final scenes of the film by Bond's past. Incredible. But, there's that. Andrew Werner, there we go. I keep doing that. Says Jane Bond sleeping around doesn't have the same kind of effect on the character. No, it doesn't. Ladies, femme fatales are a different conversation. James Bond or Jane Bond is not a femme fatale, or wouldn't be. True story. Hey, there's Staccato DDS. Oh, you know what? Have you ever had a PPK? I always ask people that question now that we're talking about Bond. Says for $5 or $10, excuse me. My goodness, I misread. Thank you. Says they have to find something for Phoebe Waller-Bridge to do. There's plenty of stuff for Phoebe Waller-Bridge to do. It's just none of it's good. And nobody that's an audience wants it. She peaked and burned out in one series that she put together herself. Fleabag. Everything else after that has been trash. And I don't care what you think about her with her Star Wars stuff or anything else. She is not qualified to do what she's been asked to do. That seems to be a theme for almost everything tied to Disney and almost everything else lately. Hopefully that era has come to its end. Looks like it has. And thank you, Staccato DDS. Amazing. Snake suggests that they cast Elliot Page for the next Bond. No. I hope not. Canadian Spatterman thinks that feminism has hurt women more than any other concept. What I don't like about it is the promotion of promiscuity. I think that things have been cheapened that shouldn't be. And I think it spills out into society, to be fair. Yeah, he's Tina. I think you're right. Right. Daniel Craig is a brutish Bond. His version doesn't have much humor. No, it doesn't. He's not good at snide humor. And that seems to be the one trick pony that he's supposed to be that he's not, which is why he's in those onion mystery things that nobody wants, that Rowan Johnson puts together. Oh, objectively horrible. I don't know about that. I kind of liked him, but it's fine. To each their own. Hey, winners, losers, and consequences. Well, that's kind of where we're at, right? I mean, the loser, we've talked about winners, losers, and consequences. I'd say Jeremy Clarkson's a bit of a winner. Powerpuff Girls, huge loser. Bill Maher, talking about consequences of losers, and the two losers that were up for a film that ultimately one of them had to win, I guess. And then, of course, the Bond films, which we're all losers coming up here in the short term. I can't imagine Amazon doing this properly. They hate men. I've now decided that media companies have elected to hate men. I don't really like that. Q, you've changed. Yes. Terrible. Craig was more of a thug than a spy. Also true. He was best described as a blunt instrument. Bond is supposed to be a scalpel. True story. True story. Grace Jones, great. A view to a curl. Dude, that is one chick you could definitely say would beat somebody's tail. Just whoop them. Man, you're not going to find another Grace Jones, I don't think. So cool. Lasher says Branson was my favorite Bond too. I think that Christian Bale would have made a good Bond to follow up Pierce. I think that's true. It would have been less difficult on him. It would have been less physically taxing on him than Batman was. Oh, dude, all of those things were great, Putin Scat. That film, on Her Majesty's Secret Service, Tanner Rigg. Oh my gosh, music, everything was great. Salt was great. There's a lot. I mean, Wonder Woman. There was a lot of potential there. I feel bad for Gal Gadot that they decided to make that such a man-hating thing after that. 11 Alpha goes for the jugular. A female Bond is like Miles Morales and Captain Falcon America. Why not make a compelling original female secret agent instead of glomming off of existing character? Yeah. Yeah, it's a real problem. Harriet the Spy, amongst other things. I mean, there have been a lot of other powerful ladies. They give up on it. I was still like, you remember the Bionic Woman? They screwed up that television show, but they didn't have to. And you could have created Bionic Woman in a more of a film way, and that would have been better. $6 million man, a Bionic Woman. They missed an opportunity in those, for sure. Wow, you guys are on this Bond thing like crazy. Yeah, Fleabag killed Bond. I agree. Not very kindly either. Deliato's in the house. Good to see you. Yeah, the Onion Mysteries by that Ron Johnson guy. You don't remember him? He killed Star Wars, or helped to kill Star Wars. Hey, the Mum's in the house. Good to see you. Trying to catch up. I'm way behind of y'all. Tina Guzman for 2. Culture Casino Cash says Henry Cavill would make a great Bond. Yeah, he would. And yet they won't cast him. Too masculine. They do not want men anymore. Which is why I ended up with Daniel Craig. Cyrano, what's up for 2 Culture Cash? Says poll question. Best Bond minion. Oh, let's see. Good question. Hang on. Oh, I was going to gift myself. How did I didn't know you could do that. Let's see. Start a poll. I can't type. I can't start a poll. My keyboard is soaked in orange juice, my friend. That's a good suggestion, though. I'll try to remember that for the future. I just realized I have a sticky keyboard that I can't use because I spilled orange juice all over it. See, you needed the background there. I'm sorry about that, my friend. Hey, Bad News Badger for some Danish krona, 50 Danish krona. My name is Bond. Oh, wait. My name is Bondy. Hang on. I need this bigger. Yeah, my name is Bondy. Jane Bondy. Pina colada. Cold. No umbrella. Let's hope that some man dresses up like a woman and does that in Carol Deep voice. Oh, I love this idea, Bad News Badger. Oh, I love it. I love it so much. Oh, that's so good. All right, we got to move on. Ron Johnson killed Disney Star Wars. Yeah, I'm going to have to squeeze the keyboard to get the juice out of it. No doubt about it. But I'm going to have to get another keyboard. This thing is this toast, sticky orange juice keyboard. No time to DEI. So true. Jar Jar and Ryan, or just the button men. That's true. That's true. All right. We got more. In the midnight hour, we got more. We're running out of time. We only got an hour left, folks, until Salty Nerd Podcast. Yeah. We got to talk about everybody's kitchen fire. Everybody's favorite kitchen fire, I should say. Which I think is not going well for maximum effort. We got a super duper chat from Staccato DDS again for $10 in Culture Casino Cash. Saying, history has proven that no movie franchise survives gender race swapping. Maybe Bond will be a turning point, and they will do it justice instead. I don't think so. My friend, I don't think so. I don't know how they could. Truly. It's very strange. And thank you for the $10 in Culture Cash. I look at it this way, Staccato. Swapping race or gender immediately complicates fleshing out the character, because the character is known in one particular way to an audience that you're relying on as fans to show up for your film. So when you mischaracterize them by doing a change like that, if you actually move forward with that, you have to have an explanation for it all that will bring the audience back into a character that they know and are already rejecting when they walk in the theater. Because that's what's happening now, because it's been done so poorly so many times, as you've illustrated in your comment. It's harder and harder to get somebody to accept that. I mean, who's going to accept a black Snape, for example? I'm not doing that story today, but obviously it's one that's been talked about quite a bit in the last 24 hours. Why would you do that? But it's nonsense. It makes no sense. Why would you change a character? Well, you're doing it for one reason. If you're Warner Brothers, and this is what's disappointing me very much with what's been happening over there under Zaslav. Zaslav is not really one of these people that wants to do this kind of thing. But doing it is going to make people maybe even resentful of the show. You're going to have 1/3, if not 1/2, less audience automatically because of all of this character shifting you're doing. You're not doing the story any favors. And nowadays, it's just looked at as a hand-me-down. This character wasn't written originally like this. It wasn't written for this purpose. It wasn't even written with this background. What are you doing? You know, and the argument that, well, everybody wants to see themselves as something. You don't have to focus on somebody's appearance to identify with them. You just do. You do or you don't. You know, I mean, what was her name? Umbridge. I never identified with Umbridge, but maybe some mean teacher ladies do. I don't know. But it's a story. And why do you need to always identify with X, Y, or Z in a story? And if that's the case, aren't you taking away somebody else's character that they identify with? This is just dumb. I don't have time for it. And I don't think anybody else does either. So now you're pushing away your audiences, your potential audience. That makes no sense. Stop being dumb, Hollywood. But I just want to say a special thank you to Scott Westbrook, who's around all the time and supports everybody. Thank you, Scott, for 5 Culture Casino memberships. Thank you, Scott. Much appreciated. Look at those names turning green. A lot of great gifties today. Thank you for that, folks. It's great. Mark Daly says Pam Bondi is about to stop as many villains as Bond did. That's probably true. I like getting caught in the rain. It's kind of nice, isn't it? Rain for 2 days here. Wet. Very, very wet outside. Let's see. Oh, Tina Guzman, look at this. 22 months of membership. This isn't a political show, but did you see Gal's speech? I like her. She seems like a good one. I think she's a good one. I think that she really does not like that little girl. And I don't think most of America likes her either. Snow White's going to have a hard time in the theaters. Let's just say that. Oh, you just saw the Screamboat Willie? Yeah. I'm going to tell you right now, the cheapest way to get out material related to something like that has gone into public domain is a horror story. So Pooh, Blood and Honey or whatever it was. Yeah. Boy, nobody wants a Shooty Gatwa. Nobody. Hey, Just Face here. What's up? Deeple says, I still think Star Wars can be resurrected. Man, it's getting harder and harder to be positive about that. Believe me, I'm talking to like Star Wars hardcore people, and they're like start to feel no hope. Janet's from another planet. How you doing, dear? Hope you're doing well. Thanks for being here. She's got a great channel. She's a great person. Kay Roberts. Oh, Prism is premiering. What if Kenobi was awesome? It wasn't. I'm trying to catch up with y'all. Yeah, Gamby, I thought this was fascinating that they canceled the world premiere, the English premiere in Leicester Square for Snow White. But that's just the tip of the iceberg of problems this thing has. This is a financial disaster for Disney. Mind you, if this opens up to 43 million domestic and similar international, and they only collect $40 million in their first weekend of actual receipts, net receipts, it's a catastrophe. Because they spent, just for promotion alone, 160, 180, $200 million easy. They're going to be lucky if they recoup the marketing budget, let alone the actual production budget. And the actual production budget, not the fake baloney saucers they're trying to sell everybody after they reshot the entire movie once over, plus many other extensive reshoots along the way. And because this is being done in the UK, by the time we're going to know how much this thing costs, but it'll be a year later of the numbers coming out of Company's House. We're coming up on another report cycle, so we'll just have to see. It's going to be ridiculous how much money they lose. Just sheerly, purely ridiculous. We got a super duper chat from Deeple from the Green Machine saying, all glory to the Hypertoad. Hypnotoad. Okay. Thanks for that. Oh, Six is going to go to work. Ladies and gentlemen, Six has decided she's going to tear apart the Harry Potter TV show. Video dropping in... Uh-oh. I hope you do, Six. That'd be great. You got 7 years of material. Man, can't hold back the yawns today. I got plenty of sleep, too. I'm oxygen deprived. My brain is oxygen deprived. Anyway, I want to say thank you to all those who've gifted memberships today. You guys are crazy awesome. Speaking of crazy awesome, this wasn't. There was a movie that released. It Ends With Us. And some coffee. It Ends With Us. And this is a Justin Baldoni produced and directed film that featured Blake Lively. This had the potential, or maybe still does, multiple films in a series. Maybe not with Blake Lively, though. And because this was such a gold mine and had so much potential, there was an effort by Blake Lively to basically try to acquire it for herself from the production company, which is Justin Baldoni's company, by throwing a bunch of fake Me Too stuff in place, which was easily disproven by the raw cut film that is being shot, it looks like almost the entire time that they were making this film, and disproving every single claim that Blake Lively made. If you haven't seen this, well, the people are covering it fairly extensively, and it doesn't look good for Blake Lively or her husband, Ryan Reynolds. This is a terrible, terrible thing to try to do to somebody. And Blake is caught in the middle of it. So her reputation's getting hit. Her friends' reputations are getting hit, which includes Taylor Swift. She just got smashed by some not so flattering stuff. And Baldoni says that Blake Lively's publicist, Leslie Sloan, made him a scapegoat for the client's woes. There shouldn't have been any woes. The film was somewhat popular, and this only surfaced after Blake didn't get whatever she was asking for out of the production of this multiple, films. And so she threw on this garbage case. And this PR person wants to be out of it and not found in it, except that she participated in slandering this man. Or is it slander? Is it libel? Is it both? It could be both. Definitely defamation. So she was involved in this and shouldn't be permitted to exit the case. This is a real problem for Blake Lively. So that publicist wants out of the legal battle. The Baldoni says, no, you're not getting out. And on the same day, the federal judge in the Lively Baldoni melee called the matter a feud between PR firms. Lawyers for Baldoni submitted paperwork in the court docket drawing a line on the Vision PR boss wish to exit the whole thing. Nope, you're staying here. The Sloan parties played an active and integral role in the conspiracy to inflict harm on the Wayfarer parties. The March 6th filed memorandum of opposition from Baldoni, his Wayfarer Studios execs, and his own PR firm of Melissa Nathan, Jennifer Abel against Vision PR founder Sloan's motion to have herself and her firm dismissed. Nope, you're stuck. This is not going to get better. In the statement that followed, in a desperate effort to salvage Lively's reputation and to escape her wrath, the Sloan parties conspired with Lively and consolidated defendants Ryan Reynolds and the New York Times Company to make scapegoats of the Wayfarer parties for Lively's woes. They say, with vivid language, perhaps more suited to a sword and sorcery saga. Yeah, except the language is plainly understood, which I think is the point. So this is going to get messier and messier for all the people who participated in, even tangentially, because it looks like Baldoni and his lawyers are going to tank everybody's reputations for trying to take away his ability to produce these films. That was dumb. And here's the other problem. Ryan Reynolds has been accused of doing the same thing in other productions. In other words, this isn't a new cycle for this pair of people. And it bums me out that Ryan Reynolds may be also a bad guy. Blake Lively is a mean girl. That's being nice. So when you're encountering or dealing with a mean girl, you have to take on whatever's there. And in her case, she's got this array or crew of people who are, going to be there for her to a certain extent. The problem is they reached a certain extent. This is going to have financial repercussions and reputational damage for all these other people, including her husband, Ryan, who, again, as I said before, is been accused of doing the same type of tactics to acquire various elements for his personal use, his company's use, whatnot. This is bad. And Blake ain't getting out of it. And Baldoni's there for the long haul. So are his attorneys. And there's splash damage to everybody, including Taylor Swift, who's one of her friends. And at the same time, there's a new film that Blake's involved in where there's like no love lost. It's like the worst timing possible for this film because of what the character is being portrayed as. This is very bad. Lycia, like Worcester. Okay. I'm trying to get so it's Leicester. I don't know. I'll keep trying, Pam. I'm trying. I don't want to offend my UK fans. I love you guys. Trying to will you into having a Trump-like figure. I know maybe you don't want it, but I want you guys to be able to speak freely, and I think that free speech is important. So I'm just going to hope. I know I'm OJ. I'm OJ deprived. I did splash it everywhere like a 3-year-old. You're so mean. True. I mean, hey, it's Sash Melodies here. What's up, buddy? Good to see you. It's been a minute. Saunders here too. What's going on? There we go. That's right. Look at all these amazing people here. Eric K, my buddy, my pal, my friend. Hopefully my hallmate. I hope we can set up a way that we can get all of our hotel rooms together in Vegas. That'll be a lot of fun. We take turns on who's cooking dinner. 45 months of membership. My goodness, brother. Look at that. It says comics was up for the Professor Flitwick part. Yeah, except they said he was a little too short. Otherwise, comics would have been a given for that character. I mean, they look the same. It's just, like I said, comics just came up a little short. He's going to kill me. I actually need to talk to him, too. Trying to get all this hotel stuff arranged. Hey, Tender Warriors here. Splendiferous. I love that word. I hope you're having a great Saturday, too, my friends. Good to see you. No, actually, he owns the production entirely. Wayfarer Productions is his. He's the director, the producer, pretty much everything, the star. He could do whatever he wanted to. And he really did go out of his way to try to make her look great in that film and to show and highlight her talent. But she didn't really seem to care for that. She was looking for a bigger bite of the apple. It's a big problem. Cynthia Carter says, I know a few moms who will absolutely go to see Snow White remake and post cutesy photos and proclaim it so fun. They don't follow movie drama. It will do better than 40 million. Oh, I was talking about domestically. 40 is low, but let's say it does 52 million, right in the middle of the range of the projection. It does 52 million domestically on open. It will not net 25 million of that. It'll probably net about 20 of that first weekend domestically. And that doesn't count. Here's where we start to get into it. The promotion that they have to dump into it. And it does. Obviously, we're not counting international box office, but it has the same problem there as well. If this film does what Disney films have been doing recently internationally, and the international box office is equal to the domestic, and you only take 50% out of the receipts, it's for the net of what you that you bring in, but that's not really the net because you have to subtract what you spend in promotion. This film is doomed. I mean, you're right; it's going to do better than 40 million domestic in its opening weekend. But if goodness, if it was that low, they'd have even worse trouble. I'm pretty serious about it. Mark Daly. Blake's career won't be lively much longer. Look, you're okay. Now, I'm not going to try to irritate you young ladies out there because I love you, and my audience is better than most male streamers' audiences are as far as female participation. But I'll just say, in Hollywood, you don't get nearly as many parts, and thankfully, recently this has not been true, but as you do when you're younger. So as you get older, there are fewer opportunities because there's always some new and up and coming young lady or younger people, and the movie business is a young business. So, and we have many people who actually work in Hollywood that can tell you that. So when you look at it, at least in front of the camera, behind the camera, not so much, but there will be fewer opportunities coming out for Blake. This is 100% accurate. And you don't want, whoa, there we go. You don't want this type of thing to happen. And you're going to have to work really hard to ameliorate the situation if there's a perception that you're a mean girl or just a bad person to work with. So just consider that. I don't think you're going to get as bad as the Amber Heard effect, as Putin here is suggesting. But yeah, maybe. Hey, Luke's here. What's up, Luke? Good to see you, buddy. Hope you're doing well. Blake Lively's squad is not as loyal as they seem. No. In fact, I think that's another problem. There's a lot of superficial things, which is why I'm going to keep calling her a mean girl, because the mean girls don't really have that fierce loyalty that you would hope for. It usually falls apart. Yeah, things are really starting to look bad, Davina. So I think you're right. Hey, what's up, Radioactive? Good to see you. Thrawn Kill just came from a stream where they were fawning over bullnose rings. OMG. Dude, really? Look, ladies, you can wear jewelry however you want. I mean, you can pierce stuff, do, all kinds of things. There are just certain things that the majority of dudes are not going to be down with, right? And if you look like I could get your attention and lead you to the corral with a bullnose ring, the size of like a hand grenade pin pull, that's not. Most guys don't see that as attractive. Okay, they don't. Those piercings are cool. I like certain decorative pieces, those types of things. Doesn't bother me. But looking like you're actively needing to be led around by your nose, that's a problem. Maybe not the best look. But again, if you have one, more power to you. So there's that. Like I said, some nose rings are really cute. There's like that little pin thing that you guys do. It's pretty cute. I'm not a big fan of piercing things. I'm not a big fan of... Yeah, if it didn't have a hole in it, why would I add another one? I don't know. Usually you want to avoid that kind of thing, especially in battle. But, some people don't like tattoos. It's just, you have a different set of options for everything you decide to do to your body. How's that? Anyway, I don't mind tattoos. And again, don't mind piercings. Some piercings are really cool. It's very strange. Leicester Square. Okay, I'll just say Leicester then. Pam's like, no, Leicester. Okay. Yeah, we do want a Trump. Man, I wish that Farage was a little more zesty, a little more lift in his personality, but it is what it is. I miss OJ. Yeah, apparently I missed OJ too. It's all over and inside my keyboard. It's sticky. I'm getting a new keyboard. Not even going to try. Commander and Striker, Shadow. Good to see you, buddy. Yeah, you got your notification 3 minutes ago. We've been going for an hour and 45 minutes, so it's a little late. Gabby's like, I wish we had Trump fans here in the UK. I bet you do, Gabby. And it's great to see you, dear. Yeah. I'm gonna get in trouble. Hey, Oiler Greg is here. What's up? Cheers, indeed. Culture. What are the Vegas dates? Middle of April, just after tax day. So I'm going to be showing up, I think, and I could be wrong on this, but I think I'm going in on Tuesday and probably leaving Sunday. Maybe even Saturday night, don't know, but somewhere in there. So at the latest I'll be in Vegas is Wednesday. So, and the earliest I would leave would be Saturday. So hopefully that helps. I think that's, you guys are going to make me look it up. Oh, that's May, April. So yeah, so earliest I'd get there is the 15th, which is tax day. And the latest I would leave would be on the 20th. But the latest I would get there would be Wednesday, which would be the 16th. And the earliest I would leave would be the 19th. So there you go. Holy cow! Judicon! What's going on, Judicon? Good Saturday to you, sir. And all the good people in the chat. See you in Vegas. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's see. I'm very excited, you guys. It's totally stoked. Cynthia Carter downplaying her good looks. Pretty girls get away with a lot. And let me summarize the comments. I'll say yes. It's like, don't do it, ladies. Oh, there you go. Whoa. 11 Alpha says, I dated a girl in college with a nose ring and a gold chain connecting it to her earring. I called it her harness. She did not like it. She did not like that. Well, okay. It seems like there's a lot of issues that would show up. Oh, that's true. I didn't even think about it from the medical device issue. Multiple piercings mean that you may have a problem if you have an MRI. True. And what about the people that do those implant things? It's all imploded with Farage and reform. Big news in the UK. CultureCasino. Real sad. I'm gonna have to check it out, dear. Because John Yolden came in here and said that I needed to pay attention, so I'll be jumping in. The very lovely Jill H is here. Hello, dear. And a super Snow White free Saturday to all. Well, it's been mentioned, but I wasn't really even going to cover the story. So, yeah, it's crazy. I don't know. Those ladies don't like each other. I'm just saying it right now. I'm just saying it. Oh my gosh. And she did it again. She comes in and does amazing stuff every time. She's probably going to go over to Salty Nerd Podcast and chat it up over there. But she just gifted 10 CultureCasino memberships. What a great way She just walks in and does a wham, here, take it. You guys are going to be green and you're going to like it. Thank you, Jillian. I seriously owe you an email, sweetheart. We have to pin down an idea for a show because I really want to talk about this stuff. I think it would be a lot of fun to get different perspectives at different ages about various things. How to make sure you have a successful relationship and all of that. I think we're missing that kind of conversation, Jillian, and I think it'd be a lot of fun. I know I could probably drag the boss in on it and bring some other people as well. But welcome to all of you new greenies. We love you. Welcome to being a culturian, a culturino, a culturist. There. I am arriving the 12th and leaving the 20th. Oh, you're there for the whole thing, dude. All right. Well, then we need to coordinate and try to get rooms close to the pool. Then I'm still up on the second or third floor, though. You're going to go to Palm Springs. Awesome. You're going to have such a good time. Oh, I'm sorry I'm going to miss you. Because I'm assuming, Palm Springs is beautiful. Super fun. Be a little warm, man. You might get a little warm. But I hope you have a good time. Oh, thank you, Brumble. The meetup is on the 17th. Thank you, Brum. We know this guy. He's a good guy. Hey, Carlos Alfredo Lopez. How you doing, buddy? All right. Izaj Melody says, funny story. My friend Ross was in a film with Lively back in the day. Oh, way back in the day, I guess. And he had a good experience. So I have had to avoid the whole story. At this stage in the game, I'm just disappointed. Yeah, I am too. Let's see. Thronkill says, my sister had a bull nose ring, and then it magically went away when she met a guy who was willing to marry her. Well, there you go. This is going to be a fun conversation. Hey, Bones here. What's up, Bone? I think we should talk about, what the modern expectation is in appearance when dating, like a first date, when you let out that you actually have a tattoo someplace, stuff like that. I'd be interested because I think it's gonna vary by ages and generations. I think. It's not easy being green. Having to spend each day the color of the leaves, when I think it would be nicer being red or yellow or gold or something much more colorful like that. I'm not really getting the Kermit right now. I have to work on that. I do Cookie Monster right now. John says, I think the Reform UK issue has revealed now that sadly they are the same as the other parties. Power over putting the country first. I fear our wonderful country is heading down a road with no turns. I hope that's not true, John. I hope that's not true. Sam suggests a Gal and Ziegler MMA fight. Me too. It wouldn't last very long. That little girl would be tapping out if she was still conscious in the first 10 seconds. Would not last long. All right, we're getting close to Salty Nerd Podcast. We're getting close to my boys. It'd be a lot of fun. Jones says, I'm definitely up for doing a show and would love to have the boss on board too. One idea I have is do's and don'ts for successful dating. Oh, that's a good one. I like that. Like, don't spill on her, especially orange juice. After you don't know this, Julia, but I nuked my keyboard with my orange juice this morning. I don't think it's coming back. It's really sticky right now. But no, don't spill on her. Good call. Probably, despite the fact that some ladies won't like it, be chivalrous. Take out her seat for her if it calls for it. Open her car door for her. Take good care of this person. It goes a long, long way, especially later in life. Just does. Hey, TZ Burns in the house. What's up? Oh, yeah. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. That is the roughest thing you can hear from a parental figure. It just destroys you. Any plan for membership during the day? Oh, yeah. Okay, so tomorrow is going to be the High Roller stream for those of you that are high rollers. And we will be doing, I think, if not Wednesday, I think it's either Tuesday or Wednesday of this coming week that we're going to do a member stream. So I'm all caught up. Deion Sanders is a prick? Maybe. I don't know. O.G. Simpson was. Yeah, see, Dragon Queen, like I said, I mean, the tattoos are, you can get some really amazing work done. But the piercings, like I said, piercings just depend. Again, it's that really weird, like the nose ring one that's too big. Like I said, nose piercings can be cute, but it's the big honking ones that are just like, ugh, why? I mean, maybe if that's your best feature, I don't know, but no, and again, it's just personal preference. I'm not going to yuck your yum. I'm just going to say, and the tattoo things that seems to be just the norm nowadays. But yeah, I'm trying to think. Like one of the channels that I follow. I'm actually trying to talk to this person to do a collaboration. But she's got art, like she's got sleeves. She's got she turned her body into a canvas, and the work that she has done is amazing. It looks remarkable. One of the other people that I really think understands what they're doing tattoos. They're able to make it like just a beautiful piece of art, like they do in Asia and some places. And I think it just comes down to, what you're doing it for and why, and what the meanings are to you. So Dragon Queen, good on you. Yeah. So so I guess the question in the past, you had piercings. I would ask, so you don't have them anymore? I'm just curious. You don't have to tell me. It's fascinating. Oh yeah, that's true. Gal Gadot is a trained fighter. Yeah, she was IDF. So yes, she's a trained fighter. Believe it or not, we love you guys. You folks from the UK, we love you. So, just so you know, citrus orange for the next few days. I think it's going to smell like the garbage can. To be fair, I really do think it's done because it started doing weird stuff. So. Kaladin says a lot of young women see kindness and generosity as weakness to be exploited. Well, I hope not. but I do understand where you're coming from. We got one last story to get to. We're not going to get to the very final story, but that's okay. I'll cover it in a video this week. We've got, do you remember everybody, and this is going to be important because we've been talking about it for a minute. The tattoos are of a phoenix, a cool bird, and a dragon. Well, that makes sense. That's your thing. I get it. No, it's cool. One on each shoulder. That's awesome. I had dual earrings. I now have only one in each. Oh, well, yeah, no. I mean, when I'm referring to piercings, I mean like not traditional placements. So, but yeah. Anyway, back to it. Remember debanking? Debanking was a thing. It was happening. Whether we want to remember it, the Canadians had it far worse than here in the States, but it was happening, especially to outwardly presenting conservatives. See how I did there? I used their language against them. Anyway, so the Trump organization is actually suing Capital One for closing bank accounts after the January 6th situation in the Capitol. This is the process of debanking. So a company owned by Donald Trump sued Capital One on Friday, claiming the bank unjustifiably terminated over 300 of the Trump organization's accounts without cause in 2021, shortly after the rally gone bad. The suit was filed by Donald J. Trump Revocable Trust and Eric Trump in Miami-Dade Circuit Court. The Trump organization claims the decision by Capital One to close the accounts was an attack on free speech and free enterprise, both of which are true. The suit also claims the decision was in response to Trump's political views, also true. Capital One has not and does not close customer accounts for political reasons, the company said in a statement. All evidence to the contrary. This is something that Capital One knew was coming, and they are going to be. They may even get federal investigations of this at this point. The Trump organization, claims it suffered considerable financial harm. It did, and losses when Capital One notified them in March of 2021. The accounts holding millions of dollars would be closed in 3 months. The lawsuit claims Capital One violated the law, and the Trump organization is seeking damage. This is going to be a problem. The account closures were announced about 2 months after the January 6th, when a mob of listen to the descriptions from AP. When a group of several thousand Trump supporters attacked. See, look at the way this is described. Were invited into the U.S. Capitol on a day that they were certifying election results. Other banks also stopped doing business with the Trump organization around the same time, while the business and the Trump family members were facing civil and criminal investigations. I think this isn't going to work out well for Capital One, and all the other banks are going to try to make amends. I thought this would be an interesting thing to end on to get your perspective, considering that we've been largely discriminated against for a very long time now by everything out there. It's been weaponized against us. I just was curious what you all would think. And there's that. Yeah, they debanked Nigel Farage as well. Yep. Here's hoping there's proof. Well, the proof would be that it was done. This is AP. What do you expect? I know. Have to change the story because they're so slanted. Yeah, well, the Canadian judges are commies. So sorry about that, Amelia Clark scroll arm. Eric Kay's a little disenfranchised with Bondi. I can understand that. We'll see what happens. Indiegogo are not just kind of scummy, very scummy. Nigel won. There you go. Did Trump ask him what's in their wallet? That's a brilliant one from over there on the green machine. Well done. AP is, yeah, they're not great. Yeah. Total communist here. Yeah, I know. Oof. And Capital One is not in the best financial shape. No, they keep closing branches all over the states. They're barely keeping their heads above water. Yeah, Kalikio Kede, I think Capital One's one of those that it's kind of just skating at the moment. We'll have to see what happens in the next couple of years. It's possible they could recover, but they're being managed very poorly right now. An Alpha says, what is sad is that the AP used to be a genuinely respectable wire service. Yeah, they're no longer that. They take all kinds of money from all kinds of places, including the Gates Foundation, very specifically around stories to promote his work in the medical field, for which he doesn't have license to practice. So just consider that. Pam says, so many people are demoralized today. How could it go so wrong for reform? We are lost now. I hope that's not true. I really do. Mark says, so you're telling me we might lose our credit line with the Vikings? Kalikio Kitty, I know, because that's my bank. You poor man. Got to drive 30 minutes out of my nearest bank. That stinks. Anyway. All right. Well, we're 10 minutes out for Salty Nerd Podcast, which means I'm going to be wrapping it up. Our good friends over there will receive you well and treat you nicely. And they have good stories to cover. I'm not just I'm very, very excited. And I hope you are too. On that note, I will take this last super chat from Liberty Owl's Cat for 5 Culture Casino Cash saying, away from the PC today and listening. Just wanted to say hi and the chat. Oh, yeah. Have a great weekend. You too, my friend. You too. On that note, I just want to say I appreciate each and every one of you. To all the wrenches, thank you for being here. You guys are the best. You keep me in bounds with the powers that be, and that job sometimes doesn't get a lot of thanks. So I'm saying thanks now. Salty Nerd Podcast coming up just a few moments. I'm going to be watching and listening as well while I ponder what keyboard I'm going to go buy. On that note, be sure to take care of yourself, take care of others, and until next time, see ya. For real.
Culture Casino. 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 Oh. Culture Casino. Culture Casino. Culture Casino.